What's going on, everyone? So, Klay Thompson's time with the Golden State Warriors appears to be coming to an end. Lots of reports going around that the Warriors are fully expected and embracing the idea that Klay Thompson is likely gone. Klay Thompson is very likely going to take his time and do his due diligence, right? Several teams that are interested in trying to acquire him, right? I mean, before the whole LeBron willing to take the pay cut thing, Dallas was looking like the front runner to potentially acquire Klay Thompson, but now he's intrigued with the idea of joining the Lakers, but he has other suitors, right? Orlando really wants him. They could even work out a sign and trade for several teams. The options are there for Klay, and I'm sure he's going to have his suitors. He's still a very good player, right? But he's not who he used to be. He's not the same player he once was, but he's still a 18-point-a-game guy that is shooting 39% from three on 9 attempts per game. He's still one of the best three-point shooters in the league. I know a lot of people look at, what have you done for me lately type thing. They look at that 0-11 or are he's trash, he's washed, he's this. He's not washed. No, he's still a very good player. He's not the second best player on a championship team anymore, third best player on a championship team anymore, but as your fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth best player, depending on, how the Lakers roster shapes up, yes, he is still a very good player. And alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, he'd be golden. So it makes sense that the Lakers are a team that is heavily linked to Klay, and Klay is interested in and intrigued with the idea of playing alongside LeBron James and, wearing his, dad's old team colors and the team that he grew up just loving and idolizing, and his dad still works for the organization. You look at the LeBron and Bronny story, you could have the Klay, Michael Thompson story, right? It writes itself, right? But everything is kind of waiting and hinged on Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is the domino that everyone is waiting to drop, right? Now, obviously, entering free agency, I'm sure that there will be other small things, and even the Lakers, maybe they make a small move or two. Maybe they kind of get off a couple contracts just to clear some cap space or some roster spots. It's always a possibility. Or, maybe they get a smaller move. Maybe they will get a guy that's $10 million or something and just kind of stack up a couple, a Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, and Jalen Hood-Schifino or something, right? There's very real possibility that they do something minor, but anything significant is very likely going to be put on hold until Klay makes his decision, because there's several options for Klay, not just with other teams besides the Lakers, but even with the Lakers. Is he willing to accept the MLE, right? The mid-level exception. If he is, well then good, now you can go and get other pieces. Now you can go work out a sign and trade. Maybe you go get a DeMar DeRozan to add to a, Klay Thompson. Right? And now you got that. Or, you could go get a James Harden or a Paul George or something, whatever, right? You just have more flexibility in that regard. But if he won't, and he's no, I'm not going to play. I want to come, but I'm not going to play for $13 million. We got to do a sign and trade, blah, 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 blah. Then now the Lakers, okay, they have to, if they want him, they have to sign and trade for him at a price that they like. And then now need to go find, okay, well, who's willing to take that MLE? Maybe DeMar would be willing to take the MLE, right? So it's just, Klay Thompson is the domino that once it falls, I think you're going to see the Lakers start rattling things off. And I'm not saying that it's going to be Klay takes the MLE, and then, 10 minutes later, it's the Lakers just got Paul George, and then they just did this. But I'm saying, he's the first domino that'll lead to bigger and other impact moves and bigger and other impact level trades, which is what the Lakers want and need, right? Because Klay Thompson coming to the Lakers by himself is not enough to the Lakers aren't going to be all of a sudden a top 3 team in the league, right? Klay makes the Lakers a lot better. Don't get me wrong. The Lakers would be better with Klay Thompson, right? If you just took the team last year that we had and added Klay, the Lakers would be a lot better. but I still don't look at them and go, oh, they're top 3-4 team in the league. But if they get Klay Thompson and you go get, like I said, even like a DeMar DeRozan, or, if you still get like a Valanciunas and, and then you add, now you maybe go make a small trade for a Cam Johnson, right? And it's like, okay, well now you add 3-4 pieces and you really upgrade this roster. Now that's a different scenario. Now that's a different story. Now that's a different situation that the Lakers are in. So to me, it's like Klay Thompson is the floodgate that everyone is kind of waiting on to see what happens and how does it shape up and develop, because that leads to everything else, right? Because if he goes the path of, no, I want you to sign and trade for me because I want $20 million a year. Okay, well then now you can't go sign and trade for a Paul George or James Harden or any other big pieces, right? But if you can go get him for the MLE, well then now you could go, if say Paul George goes and signs with the Sixers, maybe James Harden wants to come. He's like, man, me, Austin Reeves, Klay Thompson, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, right? Like that's a squad that we can win a chip with, right? Now maybe James Harden goes, hey, I want you to sign and trade me to the Lakers. Now maybe the Lakers get a James Harden, or like I said, a DeMar DeRozan, or maybe Paul George, right? Maybe Paul George goes, man, you see Klay going home, why don't I go home, right? Like, I mean, Paul George would have to take a significant discount, but point being, like, Klay Thompson, because the Lakers clearly want Klay. Lakers are clearly waiting for Klay. There's that mutual interest there. Klay absolutely, I'm sure, wants to play for the Lakers, right? Because I've seen people throw out the narrative of like, oh, he's probably just stringing them along or using them as leverage. Like, his time with the Warriors appears to be done. He knows what the Warriors are offering. He knows the situation. He feels slighted by the Warriors. And, it looks like he's done. Does that mean that he's a lock to go sign with the Lakers? But no. But I do think that there is this sense and real, like, I want to be in the purple and gold. Again, he grew up with the Lakers. His dad played and still works for the Lakers. He has a home, in the LA area. He wouldn't have to have this huge restart, right? Like if he goes to Orlando, he's moving to the other side of the country, right? Like he's got to uproot everything. He's got to go buy a house. He's basically starting over, right? If you go even Dallas, same thing. But if in LA, he's driving a few miles and he's going next door and he's home. Right now he's in a completely different scenario. Right now he gets to basically be around his loved ones still and stay in California. There's a lot that goes into Klay Thompson being a Laker beyond just like I can play and win, right? Now, I do have concern to an extent of like, does he want, like, what does he value more, the bag or the comfort in being home, right? Because he already has his rings. I'm not saying he doesn't want to win another ring. I'm not saying that he's not interested in winning another ring, but that's not I don't think that that's necessarily the biggest driving force on his decision, because he has 4, right? And his career is getting closer and closer to the end. And he is realistic and he understands where he is for his career, right? So, again, I think that he's a guy that is very in the moment and understands like, hey, I'm not Klay from 2017 or whatever, right? Like this may be my opportunity to get my last real bag. So let me take as much money as possible. And then if I still have it in me to play, and because look, Klay's skill set and his ability to shoot, I mean, he could probably play if he can stay healthy. He could probably play till he's 40, right? So to him, he could look at it as like, okay, this is my last chance to get a bag, and then I can always go to another team, or I could go to Lakers if the Lakers are still good, in 2-3 years, and go play with them as a role guy off the bench or whatever, and say that I played for the Lakers. So everything is just kind of hinged on Klay Thompson, which is fine, right? Like, Because if it works out, the Lakers are probably going to be incredible next year, right? Because if you get Klay, then you still can go make other moves, right? So all of a sudden, the Lakers could get, like I said, you could get Klay and James Harden or Paul George or, DeMar DeRozan or, DeMar and like Valanciunas, right? Like there's so many possibilities at that point once the Klay domino falls. And even just Klay by himself, I think would be an excellent impact player. Not just that, but he'd also probably be incredibly motivated, right? Like, he wants to prove all the naysayers wrong. He probably feels spited by the Warriors, right? Like, he's home. There's so many factors into Klay Thompson that if he does become a Laker, one, I think he'd have the easiest time he's had since probably KD was on the Warriors, right? Because he'd be playing alongside LeBron and AD, and all the attention that they draw, and his ability to just be kicked out by LeBron, like that just, it makes so much sense for him. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Think Klay is the first domino that falls, and then all of a sudden all these other things are going to happen? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.